truth that I'm taking out of this panel is that, irrespective of whichever profession that each one of the ladies, the rock stars on this panel faced, the barriers were more or less kind of similar. It had to do with society, it had to do with your own, view of what you wish to do, it had to do with the workplace and what you actually did in whichever workplace that you chose. Each of them had that. But to me, the biggest takeaway is the fact that the truths mentioned by all of them were as universal as their own stories of success. The fact that each one of them chose and pursued her calling with a certain sense of passion was the first point that came to me. And the second point that lasted with me was the resilience to actually just go ahead with it even if the barriers arose. So the barriers are here to stay. I mean, let's all just accept it. The fact is that there will be barriers of many different kinds. What's a barrier to me might not be a barrier to you, and what could be a barrier to you would not be a barrier to someone else. It's completely subjective because it's got to do with how we were born, how we were raised, what kind of women we became, what kind of professions we chose. On that note, I'd just like to request each one of my panel members to not offer advice or suggestions, but to actually pose a thought-provoking question to our audience so that they can, mull over it in the days to come. Lata, you go first.
That is a very thought-provoking question. Well, actually, as we step into the next decade or couple of decades, gender bias, I would think, will not even be an issue. The fact that women will come equally capable, more capable, and well encouraged by the social milieu will be a given. But you will have to ask yourself whether you can be competitive and still lend a helping hand to your colleague. My unit has to be much better than my competition. And so can I allow my female worker who's just delivered a baby, her 3 months off, when she comes back, will she be rusty? Will I apportion the corporation's money, 6 months off, will she be equally good? And will I be